No freedom from COVID-19 this Independence Day weekend, but that wasn't enough to stop scenes like this from playing out all across the U.S. While Florida battles a spike in coronavirus cases that shows no sign of letting up, the beaches were still busy.
As long as you're social distancing and make sure that you're not within where the crowds are, so I think we're fine.
New cases in Florida exceeded 10,000 Sunday for the third time over the past week, after the Sunshine State reported a record caseload of more than 11,000 the previous day.
There's no doubt that the fact that when we reopened, people started socializing as if the virus didn't exist. It's extremely worrisome.
Those concerns echoed by the top elected official who represents the Houston metro area.
The state reopened. Now we know too early, too much. It took away my authority to enforce these orders. And now all I can say is recommend, ask that the community stay home, which of course is not as effective and I don't think is appropriate at the level of crisis we're facing right now.
Outbreaks around the world have been blamed on resuming business as usual before the virus was under control. But in England, which experienced one of the worst outbreaks globally, a different message.
Very, very largely, people have acted responsibly.
As pubs and restaurants reopened for the first time in months, the government's top health official said he was satisfied with how the latest step to ease the lockdown had gone.
My overriding message to people is, yes, enjoy the new freedoms, but do so safely.
There were some instances where distancing measures appeared to have been forgotten. This scene out in London. And outside the capital, this police officer tweeted, "What was crystal clear is that drunk people can't or won't socially distance." Now, he says it was a busy night, but fortunately, emergency services were able to cope. Not exactly the case back in Texas.
If we don't change the trajectory, then I am within 2 weeks of having our hospitals overrun. And in our ICUs, I could be 10 days away from that.
Austin's mayor telling CNN the hospitals are just days away from not being able to keep up with the surge after the state hit another record for daily new cases this weekend. In India, the world's largest temporary COVID-19 hospital opened on the same day. A record 24,000 plus new cases were reported. The country had one of the strictest lockdowns on the planet, but is now gradually easing restrictions. On Monday, the famed Taj Mahal and other monuments will reopen, though visitors will have to wear masks at all times, keep their distance, and they'll be banned from touching any of the surfaces. For City News, I'm Caryn Ceolin.